November 13th, Wednesday, Luke 17:11-19. If you have seen Ben-Hur, a 1959 American religious epic film, you will know what the conditions of lepers were during the time of Jesus. One of the very touching scenes of the movie is Ben-Hur meeting his mother and sister in the Valley of the Lepers. The leprosy in biblical times was a terrible thing. Once a person caught it, it was considered incurable, and those diagnosed with leprosy were banned from society. Leprosy made a person ritually unclean too. To touch a leper defiled a Jew almost as much as touching a dead person. In a sense, leprosy was a sign of God's disfavor. In today's gospel, we have the story of the cleansing of the 10 lepers. Jesus is just outside of the village and he meets a group of lepers. It wasn't uncommon for lepers to group together. They can't have much social contact with the clean members of society. So they form their own society of the unclean, the untouchables. They stood at a distance as they called out Jesus to have pity on them. Their prayer was answered, but only one of them out of 10 went back to Jesus to express gratitude for the gift of healing. And he was a Samaritan, a foreigner at that. This led Jesus to say, "Were not all 10 made clean? The other 9, where are they?" A clear lesson is that Jesus expects us to show gratitude. Jesus is clearly angry at the unthankfulness of the 9 lepers who didn't return. Ingratitude is a horrible thing. In one of the homilies of Saint Bernard, it is described as the enemy of the soul. He pictures ingratitude as a burning wind that dries up the fountain of piety, the dew of mercy, and the flowing stream of grace. Where there is ingratitude, he says, merit is emptied out, virtue wastes away, and benefits received are lost. St. Paul tells us we should give thanks in all circumstances or for all things. Gratitude is an important component in our salvation. Were all 10 lepers healed? Yes. Were they all saved? Yes, in the sense that they were rescued from their disease. But not in the sense of drawing close to God in thankfulness and dependence. The 9 were saved physically, but not spiritually. Where are the other 9? Jesus asks. Healing that doesn't bring a person to Jesus is incomplete and stunted. But this thankfulness is sometimes time consuming. Sometimes it requires going out of our way, delaying some of our urgent appointments. A life of thanksgiving is a life of prayer. Prayer first. Before going to the priest to be declared healed, prayer first. Before the things we have to do, prayer first. Before we get immersed in our everyday activities, prayer first. Thanksgiving first. Wishing you a good day. Father Paul, CSSR from Kerala.